For 19 episodes, we have shared a journey. It began in failure. My dream of a simple, elegant psychology shattered on the hard rocks of reality. We discovered a fundamental constraint, built a new methodology, and glimpsed a different future for our science. Today, we arrive at the end of this path, and the view from here is a sunrise in fog. In this final conversation, I have three things to do. First, I'll give you the one crystalline takeaway from all of this. Second, I want to come clean. I need to explain why I've argued so forcefully from one side. And finally, I'll share my vision for what comes next. Why I call this future a sunrise in fog. So, after all this, what is the one message I want you to remember? It is this: psychology's greatest challenge, confronting the inherent complexity of the mind, is also its greatest opportunity to fundamentally transcend fragmentation and vagueness. To do this, we must embrace moderate complexity, not as a flaw, but as the necessary price of a deeper, more honest understanding. We must admit our ignorance and begin with exploration. Instead of starting with arbitrary theories, we should collect rich data and let it guide us toward the truth. This is the heart of the comprehensive exploration approach. Now, you may have noticed something. Throughout this series, I've been a warrior for one cause. I've championed benchmarking, defended exploration, and argued for the acceptance of complexity. I've largely ignored the other side of the debate. Let me be absolutely clear. This was a deliberate strategy. I am not blind to the risks. I know about Goodhart's law, that metrics can be gamed. In an ideal mature science, our ecosystem would be a balanced garden, with room for both standardized benchmarks and free-ranging conceptual genius. So why the one-sided argument? Because for what I want to achieve, a balanced argument is a losing one. The traditions in our field are not a delicate sculpture. They are a mountain. A gentle, polite push won't move it. You need a focused, powerful force. Worrying that we might have too much benchmarking is like worrying about moving the mountain so far it crushes villages. In reality, we are struggling to move it even an inch. That's a problem for a future we haven't earned yet. For now, although I also want to be balanced, the priority has to be given to the goal of effectiveness. If my one-sided focus has made you uncomfortable, I apologize. But I believe it was the only way to start a real conversation. So what is the future for CE? I see it as a sunrise in fog. I am cautiously optimistic in the long term, but I am a realist about the short term. The fog is the inertia of our field. It is thick. For instance, a journal editor told me it was incredibly hard to find reviewers for my CE paper. The approach was too unfamiliar, too complex. It's difficult to get people to step away from their busy schedules and truly engage. But here's the sunrise breaking through. The mind's complexity is an undeniable truth. Sooner or later, this truth must be confronted, just as the sun inevitably burns through the fog. My confidence comes from a consistent pattern. While it's hard to get people to engage, those who do, like the reviewers who took on the challenge, almost universally conclude, even through their skepticism, that this is a valuable and necessary new path. You have given me a priceless gift, your attention. The fact that you are here now tells me these ideas have resonated, and if they have, we need your help. The simplest way is to talk. Share these ideas with a colleague, start a conversation. If you are in a position of influence, a teacher, a reviewer, an editor, please challenge our field's deep-seated norms. Ask, do our simple theories capture the mind's reality or just our desire for simplicity? And is theory-driven testing truly always the right way to design a study? And the greatest help of all, join us. Consider a CE project on the topic you love. If you want to start with a collaboration, my door is always open. If you're considering a CE project, your first thought might be, this sounds incredibly expensive and difficult. Let me dismantle that barrier right now. Yes, CE needs scale, but the cost is far lower than you imagine. Our case study, the one with 40 million responses, cost about $26,000 for 33,000 participant hours on a simple custom online platform. And we later found we only needed a third of that data. That brings the entry cost for a solid CE project down to around $9,000. You might also think building the platform is a huge hurdle. For the health of the method, we need diversity in the long run. But for now, I am more than happy to share our platform to help this community grow. And with that, we have reached the end of our journey together. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for your time and your curiosity. This series was the story of my own long struggle, and your engagement has meant everything. This is not a goodbye, but a see you later. Just as we discussed last episode, we have a pipeline of exciting projects in development, and our community is growing fast. These comprehensive studies do take longer, but the wait will be worth it. The first findings should start appearing as soon as next year. Come back and see what we've discovered. Farewell, my friends.